What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, your DIY guy. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead, like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this exciting DIY content that we've got going on here. And this is the third installment of this three-part series where we are transforming a 1,000 square meter landscape into a sight for sore eyes. Let me recap you quickly with scenes from episode 2 where we had to really transform a bare canvas that was filled with rubble. We had tiles everywhere, lots of overgrowth, soil mounds, you name it. But in this episode, and as you can see, we then started to transform, and in the last episode we laid the irrigation piping as well as some of the drainage piping. Here you see the retainer wall that we installed that has now created a terrace view, and in the background you can see how it is starting to clean up and clear out all of the debris that was laying there because the homeowner was getting fined in this beautiful waterfall estate, which is one of the most renowned and prominent estates in Johannesburg. A huge shout out to all our Nail and Screw subscribers. Thanks to you guys, we're now eligible for Super Thanks, which means you can continue showing your love and support by donating to the channel, allowing us to produce more awesome content into the future. And you'll also be able to post a colorful comment in the comment section, and all our Super Thanks subscribers will get a special shout out at the end of every video. Thanks again, and let's jump back into this one. Here's some more of the trenching that took place in the previous episode. These lines include both the irrigation lines, which cover up these zones over here, as well as the drainage lines closer to the house and the patio, so that we don't have a dam that pools up in this area during a heavy downpour. This drainage line shoots out all the way to the end of the pool, and as you can see, the pool needs some TLC as well. Once all of the dirty work, if I can put it that way, is completed, and after we've installed the sod grass, we will have the painters in to paint the pool and fill it up so it is a beautiful blue color. That drainage line exits over here down to another grassy area, and this line is for the irrigation along the perimeter wall. Now we created different zones, one of which is to the left, and then the irrigation line continues along the back of this retaining wall where it's safe and sound from getting poked from a garden fork in future, because the area to the right will be covered with grass, where we are going to be building those planted beds in a moment. And just another look from the other angle, how we snaked the irrigation lines in this area away from the house so it doesn't cause any damage to that area, but gets to the necessary grassed areas to supply much needed water. And here you can see we're covering up all the irrigation lines. This is behind that retainer wall, which is deep enough not to be poked with any sharp objects, and will be covered in grass in the future. The homeowner also wanted to use this retaining wall to plant some plants and vegetables as well. But obviously this wouldn't be enough, and that's why we're creating 3 planter beds, as you can see. We've set up our straight edges so that we can use our string line right across from one end to the other, and we've created a bit of a production line where you see a bunch of cement stock bricks as well as the mortar, so that we have a continuous production and move along quite quickly. Now these planter boxes are being constructed out of cement stock brick, and you don't want to leave this exposed to the elements because it can crumble over time. These planter boxes will be plastered so that they have a nice smooth textured finish matching to the perimeter walls, and also painted in a similar color, in that gray color that you see in the background of the perimeter wall, so it blends in seamlessly. The homeowner loves cooking, and they wanted to show off their culinary skills with some new fresh veggies and herbs. By the way, are we friends yet? Make sure you're subscribed to our Instagram channel where you get access to VIP content before YouTube. Now the dimensions of these planter boxes, there's 3 of them in total, and we've made each of them 3 meters wide by about half a meter high and 1 meter deep from front to back. You can see that's about 5 or 6 courses of brick, and then after that we can move on to the plaster work to finish off this rough plaster coat. We mix up a plaster sand and cement mix, and we throw in a bit of river sand just to create some gravel imperfections in the texture, because once it is screeded and smoothed out, those river sand pieces then create pits or pores, as you can see in the background, to match, similar to the perimeter wall, which then will be painted in the same color as I mentioned. So on the inside of the planter beds, we close up or plaster about 2 courses, and that just gives it a nice finish, because it's no use plastering all the way to the bottom because that will be covered with soil anyway. We are going to be sealing each of the planter beds with a waterproof sealant so that water doesn't seep out and bubble the paint on the outside. But here's a look at now the finished plastered planter boxes. I bet you can't say that 3 times. And you can see that scratch coat with its pits and pores, and that will match nicely with the perimeter wall once it's painted. Progress continues with all of the soil preparation, because very soon we're going to be getting compost to enrich the soil quality, because there's a whole lot of debris that's been laying around for a good couple of months, and that will give the grass sod a fresh start and able to allow it to bed in quite nicely. Over here we're mixing a concrete mixture and cement that seals, or rather beds, these drainage grates in place so that they don't move with heavy downpour or with foot traffic in future. Here's a white primer coat before the paint being applied. You can see we are applying it right around the inside and outside, and it's a Plascon product with a membrane waterproofing component to it, so that it doesn't allow that water to seep through on the other side and bubble up the finished color, which will be that gray in the background. And just like that, the 3 planter boxes have been now completed, and you can see the final color going on. This is the first coat of 2. This is also an exterior PVA from Dulux, which was the specification to match the existing perimeter wall. Such a beautiful color, very modern and contemporary to match the overall aesthetic of the house. And finally, we've got our compost and topsoil that we'll be using in the planter beds as well as on the grass areas, so that we can enrich the soil and give that grass sod a perfect start to growing quite nicely. We could only get this truck or bucky as close as the front yard, and had to wheelbarrow it all the way into the back. And it's a mad dash to get the final bit of prep raked, leveled, so there's no divots, so it can be a smooth area. But we are finally there, and you can see the compost going down, and that'll be sprayed around before the grass sod is then laid. And those are the new trees along the perimeter wall, which look fantastic and will grow over time to provide a privacy hedge. And just take a look at that. That is amazing. You can picture family events or lunches outside, the kids playing on the grass with the sprinklers in place to keep it green for time to come, as well as the drainage grates to ensure that you don't have any water logging in the wrong places near the patio. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this series which was a epic construction that we had to undertake in a record time of 7 days to avoid penalties for the homeowner. They were absolutely enthralled once we completed with the transformation, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you're not yet, please go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and share it with others who enjoy DIY content and learning tips and tricks along the way for your very own home as well. But until next time, we'll see you on Nail and Screw.